Alright guys, it's Team 3 Start. I'm back with another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the new treasure map that just dropped. And I'm going to be cutting this a lot, just because I'm not going to be showing exactly, my steps. Going on the Monopoly board, as I call it. It'll just be the stages and what teams I run. Granted, I don't have a lot of boosters, to be completely honest. So I was really restricted, but this is kind of like quote-unquote budget teams. Even though most of them do have free-to-play units. But before we start, I'm actually going to be talking about the pudding character that just dropped. And honestly, I'm not a big fan of this character. I talked about it with one of my friends. And he said she's not that bad because there is a Komurasaki that came out in the JP. And he says Komurasaki is dog shit. Like, no usability, no nothing. But I beg to differ. I mean, card art-wise, this pudding is really nice. I know there's a lot of pudding simps out there. So this is for y'all. But looking at her special, it is on a 25 turn cooldown. I'm not sure if that's just level 1 or what's going on. If it isn't, if it is, that's good. But if it isn't, that's a mega shaft already. But taking a look at the special, it changes crew's tandem recovery slots and type slots, the character's own type, and completely heals crew's HP. After launching a special, applies the same special effect at the start of each battle for 3 turns. Will not stack with other abilities that apply in the same special effect on each battle. So I've heard a lot of people say that she actually pairs really well with the new super types. But like the heal, you don't really need it. Like, it's good for end game content, kind of like garb missions when you're rocking like Ivanka Bankle for the end of turn heal to stall out. Like, I can see that working out. And the orb manipulation is good, but it's not something I'd recommend you use often because you do have characters like Ivanka Bankle, like I talked about. Great top tier switch effect, amazing special, and it has this via the special as well. So yeah, I'm not exactly the biggest fan, but I will be rainbowing out and probably keying her just because in character purposes at this point. But yeah, her lead is boost in attack in characters attack by 3.5 times HP by 1.2 and reduces Cure special reverse by 1 turn. That's actually not too bad of a special for a free-to-play character, especially the special reverse and actually giving you HP. Not like a lot of rare recruits that just come out recently. So not a bad lead, to be completely honest, but her special is just a little bit of a turnoff for me. I'm not sure if that's the right wording, but we're just gonna go with that. And for her slot, she has fear resistance, which is that new quote-unquote like gloom state for your crew if you really wanted to talk about it like that. But you just take more damage, that type of stuff, which will be really prominent in later events. Same thing with like hunger and stuff like that. So it's decent. Next one is on charge time, which is good because with the 25 turn cooldown going to 10, super good because as I was saying, with the 25 turn cooldown, that is a lot of turns. And the last one, of course, is recovery bind resistance by 5 turns. So not too shabby, And her support effect is reduces damage taken from Psy characters by 5% and adds 10% of characters' base HP and recovery to support characters' base HP and recovery. Not exactly a fan of her support either. I'm more of a either all stats or attack myself. But I can see myself actually putting her on the characters. And she also goes on Sanji and Big Mom or Charlotte Linen. Or not Charlotte Linen, my bad, Charlotte Chiffon. So like the only one that I could think about is that Psy Chiffon, the rare recruit. Which she's actually a pretty good character, so you could put her on that one. But for like Sanji, you have better choices in my opinion. Like there's a Strength Zeph that I use occasionally. There's also like a lot of Namis, Straw Hats in general, even Germas like Reiju's. So I wouldn't see myself using her as a support. But with that being said, let's just go on to the first stage of the treasure map. Okay, so going on to the first stage, we're facing this Luffy, which is actually a free character that I actually couldn't get, which does suck since he is a booster. Just because the stage is actually really hard. But taking a look at the quest guide, recommended characters, of course, is going to be the new Robin and Croc that just dropped. Once again, like I said in my Kizuna video, I do not have Croc rainbowed just because it was way too hard for me. But I do have a special up, by the way. Same thing with Robin, but I do have her maxed out. But on Battle 5, he puts paralysis for 2 turns, burn by 2,000% or 2,000 damage for 3 turns, attack down 50% by 3 turns, and then delay immunity, of course. And for this first team, I actually have, for my ship, before I even begin, I have the Thriller Bark ship for Dex and Ints. And for the lead, I have Vivi, not Vivi, I always get mixed up, my bad. Viola and Rebecca. Viola and Rebecca is actually a really good unit in general. But, you know, setting the chain multiplier is pretty good. And then reducing Crew's special bind and burn duration by 5 turns. Not too bad. But the main thing for me is just running them as a lead just because they boost Int and Dex characters attack by 3.75 and makes their Dex and Int slots matching. Just because I'm rocking a Coliseum Kid on this team. Just because I don't have enough characters like I talked about. But yeah, with that being said, I will be talking about the stages as I go along. But let's just hop into this one. So here we are on the stage. I am using a friend, not Vivi, I keep on getting them mixed up, Viola and Rebecca. Granted, this is the bot, quote unquote, friend. Right here, we're just gonna go through the fodder units, try to stall a little bit, so just kill one of them. But for sure, you're gonna be wanting to switch with Viola. And right here, these zombies, the cat zombies or fox zombie, what do you want to talk about? Whatever you want to call them, should I say? They turn your orbs into bomb slots, which isn't much of an issue, just because, you know, you're going to be killing them pretty easily. But here, taking a look at my team as I go along, of course, I'm going to be rocking the 2 recommended characters, which is the Robin and Croc. Of course, they're going to be key on this stage, especially being boosters as well. And I'm also rocking a Coliseum Kid because, like I said, I ran out of units, and I believe this is Clash Blackbeard that actually comes for free with the treasure map event when they drop you a bunch of characters if you don't have boosters. So that's a good thing that the game does. But right here, of course, we're just going to keep on stalling again, try to get my Robin and Croc specials for the last stage, and we should be fine. Honestly, Blackbeard's not needed just because he's a booster, so you can rock any other booster that isn't on the other teams that I will be talking about. And the main thing, of course, is the Thriller Bark ship for the Dex and Ints. But of course, you could be rocking like Croc as your lead or Robin just to get those Int buffs, so you actually have type advantage. But of course, since I'm rocking Dex units on this team, I of course have to rock this lead instead. And right here, we're on the Luffy stage. Here's the attack down and paralysis and burn. So just a bunch of nasty stuff. But with these characters I just dropped, you can remove those debuffs. And once again, I will be showing the specials of the characters, just like I always do, because I do like to look at them in the first part. But if, like, I usually stream these type of events, so if I do, I will be skipping them, of course. Right here, it takes away the defense up that he has, and the paralysis. I believe he has defense up. I might be wrong about that. I wasn't really paying attention. Right here we have Croc. He's going to remove both debuffs as well as give us color affinity. Switch into Viola. And then we're going to do Coliseum Kid special just to get the end of turn damage, just in case if we need it. Which I'm actually not sure if they give, yeah, he does give it to you. Just making sure. And right here we're just going to hit our perfects and it's GG. Or perfect. Well, yeah, with that being said, that is the Luffy stage. Let's hop into the intrusion battle. And in the intrusion battle, we have Sabo. And on the quest guide, as we take a look, recommended characters are going to be that new Sugo Fest Law, which I will be running as a friend, if I can find him. The new Sanji and Big Mom, as well as Chiffon that just dropped, which are the biggest boosters, of course, because it is the Kizuna batch. Not Kizuna, not Coliseum either. Come on, team. Yeah, you got this. Words are very, very difficult. Treasure map, there we go. Right here on battle 1, reduce special charge Int characters by 10 turns. On battle 2, you get empty slots as well as the bind of the top row by 3 turns and delay immunity. And on battle 3, it is special reverse by 1 turn, despair top row by 3 turns, and then chain multiplier growth rate 0.3 by 3 turns. So once again, making sure you are well, actually, before I even talk about the team, of course, rocking your highest boosters when it comes to intrusion is the biggest thing. Let me actually switch the ship as we're talking. Because intrusion battles do not count as your characters if you are in the higher leagues. If you are in, I believe it is East Blue, just run your highest boosters, auto, and you're chilling. Right here, of course, I'm going to be rocking my highest boosters that I can, as well as the characters that can remove the debuffs from the last stage, which are the bind top row by 3 turns. So of course, top row meaning I believe it's this row with the Robin and Croc, the ambush Croc. So here, of course, we're gonna have this new Boa to remove that, and then on the last stage, it is the Despair, which we have Buggy to do, if I'm not mistaken. No, actually, it is this Croc. My mistake. So without further ado, let's just get onto the stage. So getting onto the Sabo stage, of course, if you're gonna be rocking the Law, or if you have your own, of course he's gonna be the best captain here because he does remove the Despair via captain ability. So the Ambush Croc is not needed, or not Ambush Croc, Clash Croc is not gonna be needed. Which even at that, I need cooldown, so I actually won't be able to use this. So that's a big rip on my part. Right here we're facing Koala. And here's the bind. Bind actually gets removed via slots, but then later stages it will be buffed, so that's why you're going to be needing these characters. So with that, let's just go on to the next stage. Nothing too difficult here, especially being the first stages. And on the last stage we have Sabo, and he's going to put the Despair, of course, also going to be removed via slot. And then right here, since we just seen the special, we're going to skip that. As well as doing Buggy. We're just going to be launching as much specials as we can. But like I said in the beginning turns, of course the slots are going to be your best friend because they do remove all that stuff via slot. So you're chilling on that point. And here we have Boa as well. I know there's a lot of Boa simps out there. So here you go. Like I always say, Boa's mid to me. I know I get a lot of shit for saying that, but I just call it as it is. Right here we're going to do a Law super type just to overkill him at this point. And then with the super type, just attack with Kid, and we should be done with Law. And with that, that concludes this stage. It's nothing too hard. Of course, my cooldowns on Croc will be an issue later on, but of course, just running any Despair removals on the last stage, you should be fine. So with that being said, let's get on to going into the Katakuri stage, which is arguably the hardest in this entire Kizuna. Or, keep on saying Kizuna. Come on, team, you know better. Treasure map. So right here, looking at the boss characters, of course, facing Katakuri. Recommended character is going to be that new Vivi that I always talked about. That's actually a very, very good unit. So if you do not have her, for one thing, why don't you? Nah, but she's actually very, very good. And even besides Treasure map, she's actually a very good character that I do see myself using. So make sure you are maxing her out via special because she actually does not need limit break materials, which is good and bad, just because you can save your drinks. Right here for the behavior on Battle 3, preemptive is slot change to unfavorable, remove sound effects by 4 turns, log chain multiplier 1.5 for 3 turns, special bind crewmate by 3 turns, and immunity. So of course rocking somebody that removes special bind, which is going to be this Nami Sanji. Top tier unit. Is not bad about that. It was just a video. You know, removing special bind by 5 turns, you're fine with that as your lead. So you're rocking either 2 for the 10 turn if you really need it, which I will be doing, of course. It's just gonna be GG, and of course rocking the Vivi for booster for 1, and then also since she's recommended, she will be amazing for this stage. And as a god, Rumble Anel. He's actually really good as a lead if you don't have this Nami Sanji, but of course you're going to be wanting to use him as a friend lead. So using him instead of them would be actually better, just because you can actually utilize his Psy lead instead of having to use Fighter and Free Spirit, which I'm actually not thinking about it. I actually only have a couple, so I might actually be switching him into the lead instead. Just because you do have, let's see, actually you don't. I was going to say you do have special, the endurance from it, but you don't, so it depends how you want to play it. And of course we have my boy Edward Weevil. We have a very good unit. He's a treasure map character that I did max recently for this. And he's actually not needed, to be honest. He just helps with damage output for the later stages, because I know this stage is going to be a pain in the behind. But last but not least, we have the super type Frankie, which he isn't super type, but I call him super type Straw Hats. It's from that event, since he's going to be actually useful because 1, he's a booster, and 2, he's Psy. So with that being said, as we get on to this, so we're on the Katakuri stage. Of course, I'm going to be talking about the team as we go along. Right here, of course, since it is treasure map, we are boosted on this specific event, so that's why we actually have a ton of health. But of course, a lot of people won't be doing as much damage as they would, just because they don't have free spirit or fighter. But having Sanji as your lead, plus the VV that is actually boosted, you should be chilling for the stage up until later. Then you might want to be switching it up. Of course, running side units is going to be essential because this is an int stage. Right here, of course, like I talked about in the previous stages, the zombie fox things are going to be giving you bomb slots, which is a pain in the behind, but it's not the end of the world. And right here, of course, we're just going to be stalling a bit just to get our Sanji Nami specials as well as our VV special for the last stage. And if you really wanted to, just for extra damage, get Edward Weevil special on the last stage as well. But yeah, we're just going to be stalling on this turtle for a bit. Nothing too special, pretty boring stuff. Quality gameplay at its finest. But of course, I don't even think I have this Frankie all the way special, because I am a lazy person. But you know, it is what it is. He's just there for being a booster. So it's not the end of the world, as I said. We're here, of course, facing the zombies once again. Since we already have our specials, we don't need to be, you know, lagging the turns. You might be hearing this door actually moving behind me because it is windy outside, so my fault about that. But right here we are on the Katakuri stage, and he does like donuts, if you didn't know that. Shoutouts to Brains from the cooks. We share food a lot on the food chat. But right here we're going to be using their special to remove the special bind, which is actually a really top tier special. I know a lot of people do simp on Nami, and this is actually a very, very good card. But I'm more of a Sanji person myself. Nah, I'm just playing. And right here, of course, just launch it again just because, why not? And then right here, of course, rocking the VV to remove the blind as well as the chain coefficient, I believe. So that's why she's not blind, remove sound effects. So that's why she's so good in this stage. And here, of course, doing Edward Weevil for the for extra damage. And of course, you might want to be running a orb manipulator just because it gives you unfavorable rules. But I believe with Enel, he does change your orbs. I'm not entirely sure. Right here, of course, shooting out Enel special as well. Which does remind me, there is a V2 Enel. I'm not sure if everybody knows about this. V2 Enel for Pirate Rumble. He's going to be the first Sugo to come out. So he's going to be top tier, of course. And right here, yeah, he does do a little bit of orb manipulation. And he is for, I believe, specific types. But with that being said, not too hard in the beginning. Of course, this team is interchangeable. But like I said, we'll just hop into it. And going into the next stage, we are doing the Reiju stage. And on the Reiju stage, of course, going to be fighting Reiju. Recommended characters are going to be the free-to-play super type Luffy as well as the super type Robin. Once again, he's not super type, it's the Luffy, but I just call him like that. But Reiju is most likely the easiest stage on this entire treasure map, just because on Battle 5 she only does despair by 2 turns from the top row and delay immunity, so it's nothing too special. So, you know, rocking this Robin, just remove despair by 3 turns and changing your orbs. Easy pickings. And of course, Luffy for the super type for even more damage, as well as Zoro for even more damage for the effects. As well as you could be rocking this Kizuna Kaido. He's actually not that bad, especially since you could be rocking like ship like the Arc Maxim, I believe that's how you say it, like I'm running, and he will actually knock her out in the, well, you know, basically kill her, knock her out, kill her, same thing, on the early stages, so just easier. And then on the last stage, on the last character, I'm going to be using the Summer Batch Viola. Shout out to that boy Sleepy, or Rod, excuse me, whatever you want to call him. He is a 100% Viola simp right here. She reduces attack down duration by 7 turns, boosts your Psy and Dex characters' slot effects by 1.75, and then, you know, more damage basically. Nothing too special. With that being said, we'll just hop into this stage. And hopping onto this stage, just because it is the easiest, I will be talking a little bit about it, but also about other stuff. Which just remind me, a lot of people do ask me on Discord. Oh, my bad, I kind of missed that. Perfect. Team, what like things do I want to be getting during treasure map? And to that I tell you, XP drinks is your main goal, just to limit break as much as you can, as well as getting those materials to limit break, which are the biggest thing, and of course getting the character rainbowed is another big thing, especially if they're a good character like Reiju, which I actually did not farm, so I am stupid on that. But yeah, and then also another thing that people do ask me is for the bonus maps, what side should you go? The left, which is the tokens, or you know, coins, whatever you want to call them, so you can rank up on the treasure map. The right being the rainbow chests, or you know, glowy chests, whatever you want to call them, and then the middle being the bosses. And to that I tell you, right, always right, unless you are top ranking. But right is always right, like like the saying goes, just because you do get a shit ton of materials as well as drinks. So like I said, you know, that's gonna be your highest priority when it comes to treasure maps. So going on that side is what I do as well. So that's like my little thing on it. But if you are gonna be trying to rank up and getting that Sugo and a bunch of gems, etc., go for the coins. Especially if you are a hardcore player, which I am not. I'm more of a casual. But yeah, that's about it. Just go to the right. Right here we have the Reiju stage. Of course, Gloom slots are gonna remove it, but you know, having the Robin, she will remove it. Be a special. Not a bad special, to be completely honest. Not too bad. And here doing Zoros. Like, all these free-to-play Straw Hats are really good, especially on treasure maps. And I mean, it's not a bad character. Not at all. And here she's gonna activate super type for Luffy, just because she's dead. Yes, super type. It doesn't even matter. Yeah, easy stage by Reiju. Nothing too frightening. With that being said, let's hop into the last. So the next stage, actually Ace, is the second to last, not last stage. On Halloween Ace, on the quest guide, your recommended characters are gonna be the new Rumble character, which is the Moria Perona, which is they are built for this stage, and also they do show this Halloween Boa. Not a bad looker, nah, but she's actually really good. But a lot of people won't have her, so having that Perona and Moria from Rumble is your best bet, especially since they're actually a little bit better than her for this stage. They are actually built for this, so you know, it's easy claps at that point. But looking at the behavior for Battle 5, the preemptive is slot change unfavorable, paralysis by 3 turns, defense up by 3 turns, and delay immunity. So of course I'm going to be rocking the Moria and Perona as lead, because their special removes all poison, the paralysis by 5 turns, drastically reduces defense by 1 turn, and boosts damage dealt to enemies effectively defense down by 1.75 for 1 turn. So having a bunch of damage, doing that, it's easy claps. And right here, I actually did mean to level these characters up, I totally forgot, so ignore this Chopper and Zoro. They're really just here just for a booster. And I'm also going to be rocking Treasure Map Shirahoshi. Not a bad character, not needed. He's only here for a booster, as well as the Ambush or Clash Croc. Clash, not Ambush. Come on, team. Words. Just because he's a booster as well. Same thing with this Robin and Brooke. But with that being said, let's hop into the stage. So going on to the A stage, of course, even before I go on to the stage, running the new Treasure Map characters, if you have them, from the summons as well as the Sugo Fest, are going to be your best bet for a friend. But I'm just rocking the free-to-play quote-unquote teams that I'm using, because they're free-to-play and pay-to-play quote-unquote, because they are summonable. But I'm going to be rocking those as captains as well for friends, just to show you that you can do it with them. It's not much of an issue. But right here, of course, you're going to be wanting to stall on these turtles, which I am not doing for some reason, just to get your Peronas and Moria special on the last stage. But yeah, that's honestly about it. Just stall out for those specials, you should be completely fine. And as well, all these characters are replaceable for even higher boosters if you have them, if you're not using them, of course. As well as even the newer batches, like the Kizuna characters, like the Yasop, Ben Beckman, Shanks, Mihawk, etc., etc. But this is just like a free-to-play option. Just if you're not summoning for those characters, or if you're saving for Annie, which I should be doing, and I'm not, sadly. But there's gonna be free multis, so I'm praying that I get Luffy's Hanji from there. Right here on the last stage, we got Ace. He's gonna put the process and defense up, as well as change my slots to unmatching. And right here we have Moria and Perona. Actually, I haven't seen the special, so we'll see how this looks. And we got Onion God himself, as well as Perona. I know Perona has a big following as well. She's actually top tier. Not a bad, oh, my earphone fell. My bad about that. Not a bad special, to be completely honest, especially giving you the boost damage dealt. So you can even do, not two, my bad. Do the Shirahoshi special. Not a bad looking special either. Once again, not needed character. It's more that Moria and Perona just to do more damage. And of course, having an Orb Manipulator will be the best, just because I don't have a lot of these characters. Either special all the way or just in general. So this will be an issue later on. Well, you know, that's for a future team to worry about that. Present team doesn't need to. But yeah, easy claps at that point. But with that, let's go on to the actual last stage. So here we are, the final stretch. We are facing Pudding. Recommended characters are going to be the new Mihawk as well as the new batch. I will be rocking Mihawk as well, just because he is recommended. But of course, if you have these the Kizuna characters, just rock those on the team, it should be fine. But the preemptive on Battle 4, you get your slot changed to favorable, or on unmatching, whatever you want to call it. Attack down 70%, which is a lot for 2 turns. And just a random behavior, which I don't know what that means. We'll see what that means when we get to the stage. But on Battle 5, we have Paralysis on the right middle row by 3 turns. Reduce damage taken by 50% by 3 turns. Reduce damage above 1,099 turns for 3 turns. So you're going to be wanting to run characters that remove threshold, so, and as well as the shield. So right here we have Kizuna Kid, because he does remove defense up and threshold by 3 turns, as well as buffing strength and int characters. There is an airplane flying by, so my fault about that. But he also gives special charge by 1 turn, and then if your captain, which is him, is int, deals 200 times character's attack to all enemies. So end of turn damage basically. And of course, I've actually heard that page 1 is very good for this stage. I do not have him special, nor do I want to, because I'm not a fan of this character. I've talked about him before, but he is good for the lock chain, as well as being a booster for 1.35. We're rocking Buggy as well for orb manipulation and locking your slots by 2 turns, as well as reducing special bind by 5 turns and defense up. So if you need it for the later stages, he's going to be really good. We are going to be rocking that Boa that I talked about. She's going to reduce the threshold by 5 turns and resilience. So adding on to what Kid does and then making slots matching for 3 turns. Not a bad special. And the last but not least, this is the free pudding that came out with the treasure map characters. She's not needed. Just run any other buffering, should be fine, which honestly I did run out of. She does suck. Like taking like the characters, not exactly top tier buffers, but of course you could be rocking the new pudding, which I actually will. You know, she is level 1, but you know, she's still gonna be really good for the boost. Should put this down. And yeah, just rock the thriller board ship for the int characters and we should be fine. But with that being said, let's head on to this. So here we are, the final stretch. Of course, when it comes to treasure maps, if you don't know, you're going to be wanting to run your highest boosters on the last stage from the actual boss character, as well as the last stage for, or not last stage, the preemptive or ambush, whatever you want to call it, stage, just so you get the highest one. Right here, of course, like I talked about many times, the Fox Dude, Zombie Man, he will be giving you bomb slots, not an issue. Right here, just stall up a little bit until you get the Buggy and Boa special, just if you need it. And of course, that 37 cooldown on Pudding hurts. But it's not really much of an issue. Of course, Mihawk's just going to be so good for this stage, especially him being the buffed character or the recommended. And right here, so we're basically have our special, so we can just plow on through. And even at level 1, Pudding is actually doing pretty good damage. Right here we have Wedding Sanji, or actually, should I say Halloween Sanji. Here's the attack down. And I'm not sure, I think Mihawk removes threshold. Yeah, no, he takes away damage. But for attack down, that's actually going to be a big thing. Not sure if anybody actually removes that, to be completely honest. But you know what, it's going to be fine, especially, you know, him having the deck slot is a little bit of an issue, but Barrier Pen by Mihawk is fine. Even though I should have attacked with them first, but Boa also has barrier penetration. Nothing sus, of course, but nothing too hard. Once again, sus. Right here we have process removal via Mihawk's captain. And right here we're going to be launching Buggy. We've already seen his special. Launch Boa as well. Already seen her special. And then launch my boy Kids. He's actually a phenomenal unit even in general, my bias aside. So if you didn't have him rainbowed, that's actually really bad because he's so good. Right here we're going to get cooldown as well as the end of turn damage. Then with Mihawk special, we are going to remove the defense. That's why he is buffed on this stage. And it's such a cool special. It just reflects that Law kind of took the fame from him because Law is so much better in my opinion. But there you go. With that, we're just going to launch his super type, and it's just going to be GG. Nothing too out of the ordinary, especially for Kizuna. Just the damage is insane. But yeah, with that being said, I'm probably just going to be talking about the exchange and end the video with that. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. And here we are, the end of the treasure map. So before I go, I actually want to talk about the exchange as well as ranking for the newer players that don't know how this works, because I do get a lot of questions about it, so I do want to talk about them here so I don't sound like a broken record when I talk to the people. Right here we're just going to skip the Robin dialogue, nothing too special there. But during treasure maps you get these blue tickets. For the blue tickets you can exchange stuff like guiding stones, the XP or training drinks, whatever you want to call them, as well as character frags. So you have like this Garp that has his or not frags, frags or bounty. My fault about that. You know, you have orbs from characters from treasure map, as well as if you scroll down all the way, you have tablets as well as skulls for specific characters. But even at that, the only one that's really worth is Dofi, Cabbage or Cavendish, whatever you want to call him. He's not that good. He doesn't really see play, but Dofi's a top tier character, especially for Rumble. So if you do have him, I would recommend you buy all of his skulls. And right here, of course, we're going to have the tablets. The tablets are really good, but at the end of the day, only for top ranking, I'd say go for the tablets. But even at that, you can get them via rainbow or shiny chest, whatever you want to call them. And even at that, like 5,000 tickets is a lot for these tablets. Granted, they are really valuable, just not worth in my opinion. But the second thing is, of course, the characters that came out prior. So there is a lot of characters. I will go one by one very, very quickly because I don't want to lag this video too long. I am notorious for making beefy videos. Right here, looking at the characters. The ones that are worth, in my opinion, Mihawk, no. Whitebeard, does he play? He's pretty good. Cabbage, I've heard he's not that good. My bad about that. Gear 4 is actually pretty good. Ace, no. This is also very subjective, so I might be wrong a couple of these. You can let me know in the comments. But Sabo, probably not. Sanji, Zoro, no. Kizaru, no. Big Mom is a definite yes. Croc, no. Jack is a yes too. NL, Enaru, Potato, yes, pretty good. Shanks, one of my friends actually does love using this Shanks, and he's actually pretty decent, so he's a debatable one. I don't see a lot of people run him nowadays because you do have Shanks crew, so he's a meh. Hancock's pretty good. Law is okay. Sansa Nami, I don't know if this character is even good. I'd say a meh for now, just because I actually lack knowledge. Kaido, no. Dofi is not sure. Smoothie and Oven. Yeah. Weevil, as I talked about, he's a very good unit. Shanks and Beckman, yes. A lot of people don't see for Shanks and Beckman. He doesn't really see don't really see play too much, but they're actually pretty good character. I do like how they're worked out. CB0, no. Fuji and Sakazuki or Isho, whatever you want to call him, yes, definite yes. Smoker, probably not. Blackbeard, probably not. I do see a lot of people actually run this Hawkins, so I'd say yes. Halloween Nami is a must. If anything, #1 choice, Nami, 100%. Orabi, another must. X-Drake, probably not. V Rebecca, or not V Rebecca, my bad about that again. Viola and Rebecca, yes. Vivi, okay. Shirahoshi, okay. This Celebration Luffy, if you have Super Type Kid, yes, 100%. Zoro, yes, and Reiju, yes, 100%. I will be going for Reiju this treasure map because I didn't grind her like an idiot, so you will see me buying her. But for sure, like top 5, Nami's #1, easy. Then I say Big Mom, Reiju, Luffy, Zoro. And honestly, with that being said, last but not least, we will be talking about ranking and how that works. But of course, you could just read these blurbs, but you know, we don't read out here. I'm right here, of course. Ranking, you're in your own league. Rank to the top, you get rewards. You know, like the usual ranking games work. Top 100, you know, you have your 1, 2, and 3. Already getting their grind on. I like it. But the main thing is, of course, the ranking rewards. Right here, it tells you what rank you are. So my current rank right now is 1K, almost 9K. So it tells you exactly what you get. Right here, this game actually does have like a little cheese thing going on. 777, because 7 is a lucky number in a lot of cultures. They also get a ton of gems. So if you really want to go for that, be my guest. It's going to be difficult because a lot of people will want to go for that, for the gems. But it is pretty good. There, you know, scrolling up. What you really want to do is get top 100, just because you do get that free Sugo at the end. But like right here, if you get top 100, 1 free Sugo, 20 rainbow gems, almighty manuals, tomes, orbs or guiding stones, whatever you want to call them, and then tablets. So the tablets are going to be the main thing, of course. But even if you were to top 1, let's see what you get. 100 gems, free Sugo, 7 manuals, tomes, 15 of each, guiding orbs, 15. The crystals, you get 60, and then the fragments you get 160 of each, and then tablets you get 8 of each. So really good rewards. This is most likely 100% the best thing to grind in this entire game. This is the thing that you're going to be wanting to put your time in. Like, Kizunas are good and all, but treasure map is just 20-50 times better from all these rewards. But of course, I'm probably just going to go for top 100 just to get that free Sugo, but we'll see how I go. As long as you get to the other league, of course, trying to get to New World is the #1 thing. But even looking at New World, if you can manage to get #1, which is just a godsend by itself. Right here, you get your Sugo that's debuted from the year. You get one of those. 180 gems, 1 guiding key, which is a big thing that a lot of people ask me how to get those. This is how you get them. Top rank in treasure map. Almighty manuals times 5 damage. All these tomes, 15 of each. Your jewels, your crystals, and your fragments, as well as tablets, 10 of each. So it's so good when it comes to these rewards. But of course, you know, trying to get that Sugo, as long as the key getting top 500 or the 7777 as well, another really big thing. But yeah, just if you are a newbie and you are in East Blue, try to get to New World, just because the rewards are infinitely times better. But yeah, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoy this. These were my teams. Granted, they were not the best. Very budgety. I worked with what I had. Isn't really too much subs when it comes to these teams, so I didn't really get into that. And actually, another little quick thing. We are actually very close to the 100 mark. So thank you for everybody that subbed, of course. And I actually have no idea what I can do for a 100 sub special. So if you have any ideas, let me know in the comments. With that being said, this is Team 3 Star. I'll be signing out. See you guys in the next video. Peace.